I'm in my zone. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone.
Hello,
Louis.
hello. Sorry, the game is still going on my phone. The Penguins just got absolutely demolished by the Winnipeg Jets. They scored 6 unanswered goals. No, they didn't. They scored 5 unanswered goals. 4 unanswered goals.
No, it was 2. Then they scored 3, and then we tied it 3-3, and then they scored 3 more. So I think it was 3 unanswered each time.
That's my brain goes 6. My brain goes.
Yeah,
It might
I
as
mean,
well.
that works.
It
Yeah.
might as well have been 6 unanswered goals. It felt like that. So 3 unanswered goals, then another 3 unanswered goals. Still not
Yeah.
good. This Pittsburgh Penguins team cannot keep a lead. Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, or I didn't know if you wanted to jump into it so early. But yeah, that you're ready. You're ready. So the
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinity shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
To do it to you, Josh. Had to do it to you.
I knew you
set
were
you
doing
up
it.
so perfectly for that. But now I do genuinely want to know your thoughts of the game. First of all, welcome to the show. Thank you guys. If you haven't been here before, we go live after every single Penguins game. So all 82 games besides this West Coast trip that we're about to embark on, we go live after the final horn. We tweet live during the game. We go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch right after the game. And we also have a Discord that goes during the game as well. So we're busy.
Nonstop.
We're nonstop. We're going. Both my teams lost today. The Vikings did unfortunately lose by a field goal. Not happy about that. Josh, Titans win.
Not at all. Lost. I think it was like 30-something to 10. Buffalo Bills.
At least we're not the Titans. So the Penguins lost, the Vikings lost, Titans lost. Just a losing Sunday overall. Josh, what did you think about this team today?
Yeah. So, I mean, there was so much even to start with. But just want to give a shout out before I go into tonight's game. Shout out to AB. Appreciate him hopping on Friday when I was unavailable. Thought I was able to make it back in time. It just was not able to happen. So I appreciate him able to hop on last minute to join you on that unfortunate loss against Carolina. But
Yeah.
to today's game,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting Winnipeg to be this good coming into the season. So when we were kind of going through the first, 10 games, I kind of said Winnipeg could be a win. And honestly, they are a phenomenal team. I'm just going to give them credit where credit is due. That was a very good game, very good team tonight. Granted, Hellebuck wasn't in net, but still, their goalie played very well. Now, to the line changes. Boy, oh boy, was there's a
lot.
shakeup. There was a shakeup.
I know there's one thing you want to talk about, the person who does this. Let's save that for the last, okay? The big news.
Got it. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure what that motion was, but yeah.
I'm holding a hockey stick, and some would say I can catch the puck with this hand. Go ahead.
It looked like you were running, so that's why I was a little unsure. But so you're okay if I go with the forwards then?
Yeah, Josh, you take it away, my guy.
Okay. Yeah, so the top line had a little bit of a shakeup. Drew O'Connor went up with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust, kind of a reward for his good play to start the season and versatility, and just overall, a great start to the year and kind of what we expected from Drew O'Connor. I know a lot of people were kind of expecting him to fill the shoes of Jake Gensel, but to be honest, it's really hard to do that because he's a 40-goal scorer, 40-goal a year scorer. So that's really hard. I wasn't exactly expecting that from Drew O'Connor, but I was expecting him to, take that spot in the opening line. And I feel like he's been playing phenomenal this year. So I like the bump back up to the top line with Crosby and Rust. Then to the second line, we had a shakeup there as well. Bunting was a scratch today. And in turn, it was Puljujärvi, correct? If I'm remembering correctly?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So it was Puljujärvi from the third line to the second line, pairing with Raquel and Malkin. And then the third line, which we just lost two guys, who were Drew O'Connor and Puljujärvi. Lars Eller stays there, but then it is
Beauvillier.
Beauvillier, thank you. And then who was the other guy on there?
Puustinen.
Oh, they kept the fourth line. That's right. Yep. So my apologies. It was Beauvillier, Eller, and Puustinen got his first game of the year tonight.
Correct.
And then fourth line stayed the same. Hayes, Glass.
No, I'm so
and
sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me correct something. I'm calling us out. Let's fact check here.
Yeah.
Third line was Beauvillier, Eller, and Cody Glass. Glass got a promotion, whereas Hayes got moved to the left wing, Achari got moved to center, and Puustinen played the right wing on the fourth line.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
And then
so that was on the fourth line. Go ahead.
And then I think the only thing in defense was St. Ivany was swapped for Shea. Yep. Okay.
Yep. They've been playing back and forth.
Yeah. That was kind of expected.
I don't know who is in the chat that could confirm this, but is St. Ivany and Shea both right wingers, or sorry, not right wingers, right-handed, or are they left-handed? I need to know if they're opposite. If they're opposite, I'd love to get Graves out of there. So I would love to have Graves out and have Shea and St. Ivany on the last pairing defensively. But I need to know if they're right-handed or whatever. Now, a lot of teams, a lot of teams do have two right-handed or two left-handed defensemen sometimes on the same matchup. Are they opposite, Josh?
Left, right.
Yeah, Graves is out next game. I've seen enough from Ryan Graves. He's got to go. He's got to go because as we have learned from today, Josh, the Penguins are not afraid to make some statements.
Yeah.
The biggest statement of them all in all these lineup changes, Josh, there was a goaltender missing today.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan Jarry was a healthy scratch. That was the first healthy scratch that Tristan Jarry has received in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, why is it a healthy scratch? Was he hurt? Was something else going on? No. This is punishment. This is just downright punishment. This is what you see. Mike Sullivan made the call. Hey, let's bring up Nedeljkovic, which we knew what was going to happen. We talked about it on this pod. We knew Nedeljkovic was going to come with us for this West Coast trip. Everyone knew that. We were all on board for that. The question was, were we going to rock 3 goaltenders going on this West Coast trip, or were we going to send Blomqvist back to the AHL and ride Jarry and Nedeljkovic up? We wanted and petitioned for Jarry to be put on the waivers. So that way he would go down to Wilkes-Barre, he would play, get his confidence back up, and we would ride Nedeljkovic and Blomqvist to the playoffs. Now, today was a surprise. I think everyone was shocked when Mike Sullivan announced that Nedeljkovic would be starting. We knew Nedeljkovic would be back, but I don't think we all expected him to start today. I think we all expected Jarry to start with Ned to back up, Blomqvist being the scratch. I felt like that's what we would expect Mike Sullivan to do. But he flipped that.
It was hard to gauge it just because everything was kind of so close. So
Yes.
Blomqvist played on Friday against Carolina. Nedeljkovic actually played yesterday.
Friday as well.
Okay, Friday as well. And then he drove to Pittsburgh, got on the flight with the rest of the team that was going to Winnipeg. So crazy 72 hours. Yeah, 72 hours for
from Friday to now, yeah.
Yeah, for Nedeljkovic. And I don't know. Like, honestly, like I said, Winnipeg was coming in hot, only undefeated team in the NHL. Kudos to them.
Correct.
Remain that today. Yay. But however, I felt like it was a toss up. I understand what you were saying. Like, you weren't kind of expecting Nedeljkovic to start, but at the same time, like, I don't think you want to put Jarry out there against a 4-0 team that's playing lights out, especially on their power play. I saw the stat coming in. They're just absolutely ruthless on the power play coming into tonight. Now, granted, correct. I mean, we're only 5 games into it here. 6 for us.
7.
We're at 7 now. 7.
That was our 7th game.
Today, yeah.
Let me double check that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was our 7th game.
Because we're 3 and 4. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Nedeljkovic starting, and he looked good first period. I mean, he was tested early. They came in hot. He looked fine. But I mean, honestly, what started to, break away was the defense. The defense was just struggling tonight. And then on top of it, like, Nedeljkovic can only do so much. And when the defense is just letting easy goals go by, like, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm kind of glad they didn't pull him. I know, 5 and 6 kind of came, late in, like, late second half of the third. What's the point to do it at that point? But I'm just saying, after after being injured and coming back and being on AHL rehab, you kind of don't know where he's exactly at. God bless you. God bless you.
I was fighting.
I didn't know if the first one actually went.
It
But,
wasn't.
yeah.
I was
Okay.
getting ready for it. Go ahead. Keep on going.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. There's so many issues tonight. I keep saying tonight. It's only 5:00, but whatever.
Yeah.
There were so many issues with today's game. Defense being one of them. But I mean, Graves looked bad again. Carlson looked bad, I thought.
Tanger made some mistakes.
Tanger made mistakes. There really was. I don't like calling people out because like it's hard. But I mean, there was just a lot of just lack of energy after they retied it after 3-3. So you know how.
Yeah. Hey, Armand.
Lars Eller brought us back, make it 2-0, and then oh no, he tied it, made it 3-3 in the second. When he tied it, made it 3-3. I kind of felt like we had the momentum, and then it was just switched right back. I
think it was the penalty from Pettersson, no, in the second, and they scored on that.
Well, when they scored
play.
on it, yeah.
And
I don't
that's
know
what
if the
I'm
penalty
saying.
itself, but
No, I'm saying that was a downhill moment.
The goal, yeah.
So we got the penalty, not great, but then they scored on the penalty, and after that, the Pens just lost. They just lost themselves. To your point, the first period, I was genuinely like, we're gonna beat them. We're going to be
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. Ned looked fantastic. That penalty kill in the first period, where we just absolutely shut them down. They could not enter the zone. They could not set anything up. I genuinely thought we're gonna crush these guys. 0-0 going into the second, we're gonna beat them. And then of course we get up 2-0, and I'm like, we're gonna beat these guys.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they get 3 unanswered goals. It's 2-3. We tie it up. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's just kind of end it. Let's finish it here. But as Lars Eller tied it up, you can tell the gas was just not there, like your point. And Ned was good, but there's only so much a goaltender could do with a bad defensive front. And we just kept on making mistakes in our own zone. We couldn't get it out. We couldn't set anything up. You could tell there was an urgency to get the puck out of the zone, but there wasn't an urgency to set a play up to enter in their zone. Does that make sense? Everyone's following. Yeah. So it's kind of sucks from that point of view. I think goaltending, I'm happy about this whole Jari decision because we've been calling, well, at least I have on this podcast, I've been calling for a goalie change for a long time, for a season and a half now. And now we're in it. And from what I've seen from Blomqvist and Nedeljkovic in these last 2 games, even though our defensive pairings suck, I'm kind of content with our goaltender situation. I'm really happy with our goaltending situation. Blomqvist just proved that he could be an NHL goaltender. Maybe not a starter, but he could be in the NHL. And Nedeljkovic looked phenomenal today. His first start of the season, and he already looked 10 times better than Jari. Yeah. That's, if I'm the coach, I'm looking at that and go, I got my goalies. I know we sucked today. I know we played half a hockey game. I know our defense made a lot of mistakes, but I'm content with our goalies moving forward. This comment right here from Mike. Oh, just didn't show?
No, nothing. None. What one are you trying to do? Whoa, Louie just disappeared on us. So I don't know where he was going, but obviously he was looking for a certain... Oh, Louie is back. What happened?
What just happened, dude?
You just got kicked.
There we go. Now I have the power.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened.
I was trying to. I didn't know where you were going. I didn't know which comment. I was like trying to find all of Mikey's.
I
didn't
I
know.
wanted to find this one because that was the reason why Nedeljkovic let so many goals by. The defense of pairings. This is something we have to figure out. We have Pedersen, Carlson, Letang.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to talk about any other players on the defensive because the rest of them, you could kind of put them wherever. You got to figure out what's going on with those defensive pairings. You got to figure out why they're messing up so bad. I think it's time to actually start thinking about a trade, thinking about getting some fresh blood in here because our defense is not good. And I'm usually more fired up about this situation. Like, oh, the Penguins suck again. Like, here we go. I'm actually pretty calm. I know it's still early in the season, and I know you're probably thinking, Louis wants to trade people. It's 7 games in. Yeah, because I prefer ripping the Band-Aid now and trying to see where we're going to be in the next couple games. Then let's just wait until the trade deadline, see how we play.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
don't think he's going to wait that long. I don't think he's going to wait that long, but I think he is probably going to see at least one solid month of hockey. So like mid-November maybe. But
Sure.
I think you're right. Like like you kind of alluded to it, like a lot of people pressing the panic button. I know we're both kind of like that where it's like we want the results now. I think everyone is like that. We want the results now. It's an 82 game season, but yet we want to win the season now. And it's hard to make that actually happen. And if there's one thing that I've learned in this short 6-month period of what I'm about to talk about is that patience is key. Because in the beginning of the season for Major League Baseball, I thought the Yankees had a chance to be elite. And then halfway through the year, I thought, man, this team is going nowhere. And where are we as of Sunday, October 20th? They are going to be in the World Series. So all I'm saying is, yes, baseball is 162. It's almost a double hockey season. However, we're only on game 7 of 82. So let's pump the brakes. Just take a moment. Let's breathe. I understand these are points that we are missing out on. And it's not we're missing out due to the refs or scheduling or anything like that. I understand it is bad play. But let's look at the positives here. Lars Eller is playing exactly how he was supposed to play last year. So thank God he's showing up. Raquel is back.
Who'd you say?
Lars Eller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's the best Penguin right now
100%.
on the roster. Yeah, go ahead.
Raquel, he's back to how he was pre-injury before last year.
Yeah.
Who else was that? Cody Glass is showing up. Achari is showing up. Kevin Hayes is showing up. Guys who we were casting off. Drew O'Connor showing up.
Yeah.
They're here now. They're here.
Sure.
They're performing. They're producing. So let's give it some more time. We weren't going to win the season in 7 games. So, and let's be honest. Yes. We weren't going to be, cream of the crop in the NHL. We were going to be average. I get that. So what do you expect after 7 games? We're 3-4, just below average. What game did we lose that we weren't supposed to lose? We lost to the Rangers. We lost to the Hurricanes. We lost to Winnipeg. All absolute losses. Don't get me wrong. Sure, we're a couple of 2 of them were blowouts, Carolina and New York. We didn't really have a shot with them. But, Winnipeg, we had a shot. Toronto, we lost to. Toronto, that you could kind of chalk that up as a loss going into the season.
I guess.
So, like, what do we expect? What did we expect? So far, we're on par.
Yeah, see, here's a flaw in that thinking. I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just bringing in a new perspective. The team reshaped the bottom six to
worse.
No, listen to what I'm about to say. They're our number one provider right now. So now the question is, what's going on with the top six? Yes, Malkin looks great. Don't get me wrong. But the first line is so stagnant and inconsistent. Well, sorry. The only consistency is Sidney Crosby. He is doing everything but scoring right now. I want to make that very clear. Rust has not shown up a lot, and neither has anyone who's been paired up with them. Rust came out with an injury. Is he still hurt right now? Did we rush? Yeah, well,
I didn't want to call him out earlier and say him because like he was just coming back from injury. Same thing with Carlson. But
correct. But here's my problem with we lost the games we're supposed to lose. You're right. We did not expect to win those games at all. But the bottom six were the ones that produced in those games, not the top six. So if the top six and the bottom six produced, we'd be having a whole different conversation. With that being said, what's the expectation with Mike Sullivan and Kyle Dubas going forward? Like their mentality, not of them. I'm talking their mentality going forward. How do they go? Well, yeah, bottom six, it worked. Congratulations. Lars Eller playing phenomenal. Puljujärvi, whoa, is he coming back? And then you have Lars Eller. I already mentioned him. You have Puljujärvi. Cody Glass. Hayes has 3 goals on the season right now.
Yep.
Eller has 5 goals on the season right now? And I could be wrong about that.
I'll get it.
But my point is our star power is on the bottom now. That's the opposite of what was going on last season.
Yeah.
So now we're in a tough situation. What do we do about the top six? We had Rucker McGroarty. We sent him down to Wilkes-Barre. If anything, I'm thinking of, hey, Rust, why don't you try second line? Why don't you try second line? Drew O'Connor, Beauvillier, and Sid. Try that. We had that running for a little bit. They were pretty successful in the beginning of the season. I say give that a run again. Let's just try it. Because I think something needs to happen with the offensive. We can win these games. That is what gets me frustrated. It's not like we're getting blown out besides the Carolina game and the New York game. Let's chalk those up as a sucky
because that's true. Toronto, we were in, and this game we were in. So 2 games that were easily switched.
We were out skating them in the first period. We were outplaying them defensively and offensively in the first period. But then we just stopped. It's because we're allowing our emotions to get the better of us. Look how we react to penalties, power play goals coming from the opposition. We get all butthurt about it. We're all like, oh my gosh, oh yeah, man, I wish we could go out there and do it. Then go stop relying on Lars Eller. Let's get out there and start doing it. I have never seen Sidney Crosby and Malkin play on the same line as much as I have this season so far.
Yeah, right?
So whenever there's something going on, Sullivan's like, Sid, go out with Malkin. They are trying to spark something up with the top six, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. There's a lot going on in the chat. Josh, you could go ahead and kind of echo that, talk about it. I'm going to look at the chat here and try to pull something up.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're fine. You're not wrong in terms of the top 6. And your like argument about it, your points about it, just they're ringing in my head exactly what we talked about last year, except the power play. What did we say held us back last year? The power play. well, if we had a power play that would produce at 50%, we would be so much better. So, like, yeah, there's always going to be something. And to be fair, I don't know if we can expect this from the bottom 6 for the rest of the year.
No.
So I get where you're coming from in terms of if the top 6 can match the bottom 6 right now, we can get a couple more wins, few more points, and will put us in a better situation. So that way, when the bottom 6 does start tailing off, then we're still okay. I get that. I get that. Hopefully, I'm praying on this West Coast trip. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Top 6 wakes up. Here we go. We got a full roster just firing on all cylinders. That would be fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because it does seem like the power play is slowly getting better than last year. Okay,
They're
I'm not
just
saying that
finding a goal. Yeah.
Well, that was kind of at the tail end of last year.
We scored today, but my point.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I get you. Because like that's how it was at the end of last year. Was that it was finally starting to come together, but we weren't hitting, we weren't scoring every time. And granted, we're not going to score every time, but it just isn't looking like we're going to score, and that makes it look worse than what it really is. So
to echo the last part of last season, we didn't have Jari in net either, and we went on a run. So keep that in mind. But I want to pull up this chat, and then I have a quote, and then we could talk about that, and then wrap up.
Sounds good.
Hold on. All right, here we go, Josh. This is coming from the chat right now from Ethan. Hello, Ethan.
Ethan. I think Sully should be on the hot seat now.
What do you think, Josh? What's going through your head when you look at that comment?
Yeah, so not gonna lie, I saw a lot of it on Twitter in terms of Sullivan wanting to get fired at this point in the season, and I kind of have to echo patience here because I understand the fans want him fired. I understand the chat wants him fired. However, this offseason, Dubas and the organization pretty much said we're standing by him for the foreseeable future. Now, if we start going on a bad run, things have to be considered. Run. Yeah. Like if we don't win on this West Coast trip at all, hot seat for sure.
Yeah.
Hot seat for sure. Not fired, but hot seat for sure. You need to start thinking about that. Now granted, I don't know if Dubas has it in him to do it. No. Mid-season.
Yeah, it won't be. Dubas is not one, I don't think, to fire a head coach or any staff member until the offseason. Here's why. They did it with Reardon. No, they were never. We were freaking out about Todd Reardon.
I don't think that was Dubas. I think it was. No, but I think it was Dubas that went to Sullivan.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is he could have went to Sullivan mid-season and say, dude, our power play stinks. You need to figure out, or he's gone. You know what I'm saying? That he could have done that mid-season. He didn't. He waited until the end. But what I think about Dubas is he's not getting rid of Sullivan until they tried everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have 3 goaltenders right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have Ryan Graves in the lineup. Sullivan didn't want him. Sullivan didn't ask Dubas to go get him.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
That.
You're right. But what I do know, it's that it's not Mike Sullivan's job to go get those guys. It's Mike Sullivan's job to coach him, right? But there's also a responsibility on the GM to put the best team in the locker room. Has he done that? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I think we can all agree Getting Nedeljkovic, great job. Getting Carlson, great job. Even though he's struggling, great job. Getting guys like Lars Eller and Hayes and Puljujärvi, great job. These are all winners. Ryan Graves, I think that's a loss. He had all season to develop last year, couldn't do it. He had high hopes. He said it in the off-season interview, press conference, whatever you want to call it. And he basically called Graves out and said, I would like to see more production from Graves. He looked good coming in to the facility and all that. And he basically said he looks good. He's got to start eating those words. He's got to be held accountable to those words, because now Graves looks absolutely terrible again. That's a loss. He's the guy who brought Ryan Graves in here. He's got to figure out how to get a good defensive situation for Mike Sullivan to coach. So I'm going back to the main point where I say you can't fire a coach if you're the one who screwed him on getting good defensemen. If you give him crap and expect it to turn to gold, that's not on Mike Sullivan. That's on you for giving him crap in the first place. I think there's got to be some accountability there. Now, if Mike Sullivan gets a whole new defensive core and we're still losing, okay, different conversation. He has a whole new goalie setup and we're losing still, different conversation. No one's producing at all from top line to bottom line. That's a big problem. But they brought in a new bottom six. Mike Sullivan is coaching. He's making some great changes in the lineup. We look good today. But it's the same story we see every single year, which is these guys are doing cute passes, whatever, turn the puck over, it's a 3-on-1, and they score. Happens every single game, and it's been happening last season. Sullivan can't control the decisions they make on the ice. He can only tell them not to do it. The problem is these guys are high-profile guys. No coach in the NHL is going to come into a team and say, Chris Letang, stop doing that. Sidney Crosby, don't do that. Malkin, pass the puck more. You're not going to see that because no coach is going to do that. These guys are Hall of Famers. They're untouchable. You have to expect them to make those decisions. That's why Sullivan's not going anywhere. People are always freaking out thinking it's football. They're like, oh, the quarterback threw a couple interceptions. You got to bench him after that. It's like, it's a team of quarterbacks. You can't expect to bench him all the time. It's a different world. So Sid hasn't produced, but he looked phenomenal without the puck.
Yeah.
You're going to yell at him? You're going to yell at him for not producing? No, you're not. Maybe a rookie. But you can't yell at Sid. You're going to yell at Chris Letang for fumbling the puck in his own zone again? You don't think he already knows that? Same thing with Carlson, Malkin.
Yeah. The only.
But that's our whole team.
The only thing I'll say is that it's. I think Sullivan will stay because he knows the fine line between yelling at them and, not coaching them. Because again, like you said, they're generational talents. They don't fully need coaching at this point, but at the same time, I think that's what he's doing at this point. He's coaching them, saying, hey guys, we gotta cut this out. It's not so much yelling at them, trying to pull a Herb Brooks in with the 1980 Olympics team. That's not going to work on these guys, and I think he knows that. Now, maybe on a few of them it will work, but he's only going to do that when it is for them. I don't know. I don't know. Does yelling? That's the one thing that I wish, the Penguins would be on that face-off show, because I would love to know, is Sullivan going in there yelling and they receive that well, or does he come in, just stern, we gotta get this right, kind of like a I don't want to compare him to Belichick, but Like a coach
Don't-
who's just going to exactly like a coach who's just going to just be a little more stern and not yell. So
Yeah. I think
don't know.
it's tough only because we are a very unique hockey team. And I think people need to start understanding that with the Penguins. We have more Hall of Famers than a lot of hockey teams. Majority of the hockey league. We have Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, we have Chris Letang, Erik Karlsson.
Well,
Name
it's fair to say that we have more Hall of Famers currently on our roster than a few franchises have in their history.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a coach who could do that. Tell me a coach who could come in with their current style and coach this hockey team. You can't. That's why Mike Sullivan is the best guy for this. I would love to see, just like what Josh said, I would love to see I'd be a fly on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he one to say, hey, guys, I'm going to extend my leadership to Sid, Malkin, Carlson, and Letang. You guys, hey, I'm going to say we need to start scoring more. You guys go tell everyone else. You guys go be the leaders that I need you to be. Is he that coach, or is he a coach where he's like, you guys are all sucking right now. Can't wait for practice tomorrow because you guys are doing laps until you can't skate anymore. Like, I don't think it's the latter. I honestly think it's the first one. Because the reason why I say that is there was a clip that was going viral from Sid. He was mic'd up. It was during the Stanley Cup in 2017, and Gino missed a wide open net, right, in the Stanley Cup final. And I forget who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Letang who said something. Letang said, oh, he missed a wide open net. And Crosby turned, being the leader that he is, and goes, hey, guys, I think he knows. Like, relax. I think he knows that he missed a wide open net. Let it go. Like, just encourage him. Don't yell at him. And I think that leadership style comes from Sullivan as well. He's not coming in going, you guys missed so many opportunities. He's going to say, you guys are professionals. You know what you did wrong. Let's try to correct it, and let's try to find a way around it. My job is to give you guys the tools to go out there and play well, but you're the ones with the sticks. You're the one with the puck on your blade, ready to score. I can't do that for you. Let's figure out a way to get it done. That is what I think Mike Sullivan would say, because as we all know, I take a bullet for him. So I'm gonna protect Mike Sullivan. I don't think he's in the hot seat. This is gonna be a hotter take.
Whoa.
You're gonna see Kyle Dubas in the hot seat before you see Mike Sullivan.
Whoa. Okay. Can I share the hot take that's in the chat?
Is there a hot? Whoa! They're not. They aren't going to fire Mike Sullivan. Well, this is by Brandon Rickner.
Yep.
They aren't going to fire Sullivan now. They're going to wait till December until Wilkes-Barre Penguins are a wagon and Kirk McDonald could bring up his guys and to eject the team with youth. You know what that sounds like to me?
Mike Sullivan.
It sounds like Mike Sullivan. Sounds like Mike Sullivan in 2016 in December when Wilkes-Barre was
15.
a wagon. No, because it was
December
Yep.
15.
Yeah. You're right. 2015 in December when Wilkes-Barre was a wagon and they had guys like Jake Gensel, Ryan Russ,
Tristan Jarry.
Sherry, Tristan Jarry. No, Matt Murray at the time. Connor Sherry.
Oh, you're right.
Connor Sherry.
Tom Kuhnackel.
Tom Kuhnackel. I forget the other guys, but it's okay. We had guys who were wagons who he brought up and injected. That's what you're just describing was Mike Sullivan in 2015.
Which I'm sure he knows, which is why he's probably saying this.
Yes. Which I don't know if you're trying to bait me into getting mad. but
wait.
You're doing a good job, Brandon.
If Brandon is still here, I just have a question. Now, in 2015, there were guys who were easily replaceable with the youth that was coming up. Who are you pulling out at this point to put these
For
guys
guys
in?
like Rucker and
Rucker.
who else?
I mean, who else do you call up? Kopanen?
Kopanen, Panamarev when he gets healthy and he gets a couple
Panamarev,
games in him.
yeah. So like, that's what I'm just wondering. And then like on defensive side, is it like Owen Pickering? Is it the bigger names like that? I unfortunately haven't been to a Wilkes-Barre game this year, so I don't know what their lineups look like. But I did see a post game with the head coach. He came in and he gave like chain to one of the guys. You know, like how we have like that race helmet. They have like a chain.
Yeah.
So he comes in with the chain and he gives it to one of the players. I mean, let me tell you, I don't know.
Speak your mind, Josh.
I don't know if he is NHL material head coach just yet. He seems very new.
Yeah.
Very new.
He's not there yet. Let me tell you. I watched the same video.
Oh, you saw the same video? Yeah. Wait,
Dude,
hold on.
sounded
Before you get there.
Brandon.
He's saying Beauvillier and Glass out.
I disagree. Glass.
Right now,
sure.
Right now, I disagree. However, like he said, December. We'll see.
We'll see. But Brandon, can I ask you another question? You trying to bait me? You trying to bait me, my guy?
But
anyway,
go ahead. Go ahead. What did you think of Kirk?
It sounded like me giving a speech. couldn't motivate me. Couldn't motivate me to go downstairs and refill my water, Josh. It was rough. Now, listen, he's obviously liked. Because I think you got to understand the situation those players are in the AHL. They all want to be up in the NHL. I think that everyone knows that. So stop treating them like it's a college team. Start treating them like professionals and understand why you're there. I think he knows that. I think he all knows. Look, guys, it's the AHL. Let's have fun. Let's go out there. Let's play. Let's give them a reason to call you up, right? Guys are going to love you for that if that's your approach as a coach. They gave him the chain before. I think it was like his first win or something.
First win.
So, so they gave it to him. But what I'm saying is he's liked. I think he's a very personable coach. Is that good for who we have in the NHL? No. You know who is a personable coach? Johnston. Do you remember Johnston? He got fired in December.
Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson. He got fired. Okay. I love you, Brandon. Thanks for coming on and sharing your thoughts. But Mike Sullivan is not a Mike Johnson. Mike Sullivan is the reason why we went in 16 and the reason why we went in 17. I don't think Kirk is like Sullivan. I'm sorry. Brandon has responded. I don't think Kirk is like Sullivan. He doesn't have to be. He's more like Bylsma. They don't have to replace Sullivan with another Sullivan. Great take. I appreciate it. I don't want a Bylsma, dude. I don't. Now, Bylsma, you know what I just said, is a player's coach. He loves to goof off and have fun with the players.
But can I kind of
go ahead
for Crosby, Malkin, and Letang being at the end of the year at their ropes?
They want to have fun. I know what you're saying.
Is that kind of who they're looking for? More of a player's coach.
Can I say something?
Newer generation also kind of needs a player's coach. So I'm not saying I'm flipping my take here, but I can kind of see where Brandon's coming from.
I understand what Brian is saying.
Brandon.
But I would also like. What did I say?
You just said Brian.
Said Brandon.
You said Brian.
Whatever, Brandon. Sorry.
I got your back, Brandon.
What I honestly think, I can't speak for Sid and E. Crosby, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Brandon. Listen. Hey.
Yep.
Listen. Can I just say this? Can I say this? Seattle is a different team than the Pittsburgh Penguins.
They're young.
All right. They're young. They're hungry. They're fast. That's
Players
great.
coach.
No, that has nothing to do. Mike Sullivan thrives with young, fast players.
He did.
Yeah, because they're all old now. He's struggling with that. You put anyone with a young, fast, hungry team, they're going to succeed. If they're a decent coach, you're going to get a young team that's hungry and wants to prove themselves. I don't know, like the 15, 16, 17 Penguins. Yeah.
We should have
Mike's-
triple-seeded.
We should have. But stupid Capitals, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I should say? Stupid Matt Murray. We should have never gave up Fleury. Anyway,
Fleury.
but what I'm trying to say is that they have a young, hungry team. Of course, Bylsma is succeeding. Let me know how they're doing in December.
Ooh, okay.
When the
Brandon, you
long
heard that.
season.
Brandon, you heard
With,
that.
hey, young guys, looking down the stretch of a playoff run. I don't know. Maybe they're all gassed out from the beginning. But
December's too early to say that.
okay, March,
February.
What do you? Okay, February, March, whatever. Look at the old guys who go. I'm waiting until March. I'm waiting until January. Because look, Sid is not worried. No one's asking Sid.
Yeah.
Hey, do you feel like you're not producing? He's like, I got time, my guy. I am not worried about putting up numbers. I am not hungry in the sense of, oh, I need recognition. He's saying, I know when to eat, so don't worry. You go ahead. Go ahead. Get the success now. Winnipeg, 5-0, 6-0. Congratulations. Wait until I start scoring. Wait until I start scoring. It won't be now. It'll be when you guys are exhausted and you just got beat for the 5th time in a row in January. Oh, after the New Year's, you guys had a fun time with your families? Yeah, me, Gino, and Letang and Carlson, we've been planning on how to scoot into the playoffs in the end of the year. Just wait. Just wait. Have fun. Have fun. Get all the goals you want. McDavid, keep on scoring, my guy. But guess who's going to lift the cup in the next couple years? It's not going to be you. It's not going to be you. And that's why I get so mad when people are on Twitter going like, oh, this team's toast. You guys, we have Sidney Crosby. We have Evgeny Malkin. We have Chris Letang, Erik Karlsson. These guys are Hall of Famers, not because they're gassed when they're old and it's retirement time. Sid has a point per game season. Malkin has 11 points on the season. Karlsson is a 3-time Norris Trophy. He's the reason why he's here. Letang can play the puck. Yeah, they're struggling right now. Get ready for when they play. And then when we make the playoffs and Sullivan has injected some youth like McGroarty, when he injected him later in the season after he's had a great season with Wilkes-Barre, and we inject him in the Black Aces as we get ready for the playoffs, and all of a sudden we make past the first round, the second round, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, Mike Sullivan knew what he was doing from day one. And then you're going to look at Dubas and say, wow, he was great. Look who he brought in. And then Crosby and Gino get to lift the cup. We all say, yay. And Crosby rides off in the distance as the greatest hockey player who ever lived. But they're never going to do that if we keep on crapping on them and we keep on threatening to fire the coach who can nurture that. Like, come on, dude. Like, I get so... I know, but I get so mad when people are like, fire Sullivan. He's not getting it done. I was like, okay, yell at Sid. Yell at Gino. Yell at Letang. You guys want to fire head coaches before you get mad at Karlsson for turning the puck over 5 times in his own zone. Guess what? Mike Sullivan didn't do that. Erik Karlsson did. So if we're going to hold accountability, let's start yelling at the people who actually have the puck on their stick. Mike Sullivan is one of the best coaches in the NHL. You know why he's still 10 years on the Penguins? Because he knows how to handle those guys. That's why. You tell me, Brandon, if you're still here, you tell me another head coach in the NHL that can coach the Penguins besides Bylsma, because he already did it. Brandon commented, after my rant is over. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Good way to put a rant. I appreciate that. But we're bottom of the league or top of the league, depending on how you want to look at it. Like for like 10, 15 major defensive metrics.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that. I get that. I had this pulled up. We're in the middle of the Metropolitan Division right now. The Carolina Hurricanes, they're 2-2. Who we lost to, by the way. Columbus Blue Jackets, 2-3. I think we all agree they're dog water. They're going to be dog water for a long time. Philadelphia Flyers, 1-3. We're ahead of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Berube. All right. You got a point, but relax, dude.
Brandon just keeps bringing in these
I know.
these
Brandon's
winners.
He's like, that's the best argument you have? Who's the best head coach? It's night and day worse than Mike Johnson's 2015 season start. That you got to give context though. We just had Mike Johnston's that was his first season, right? It's not like he's been the head coach. Like we hired him for the 2015 season and he blew it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think you guys yes, Brandon, that's true. It's night and day worse, but the talent on the team is night and day as well. You can't argue that. Like we have a Stanley Cup roster. You can't argue that. And if you're going to flip that argument and say, you're right, we do have an all-star roster, why isn't it was second season? Okay, I wasn't entirely sure. But to my point, we put our faith in this guy, and then he screwed the pooch. Time to get rid of him. Mike Sullivan, he's better than Mike Johnson ever was. Josh, go ahead.
We had the same exact record. We were 3-4, 7 games into the season in 2015.
So not night and day. But it's the same. Same, but different.
I knew you were going there.
It works. It's same.
Yeah.
It's just
and
it is.
If it is going to be the same, after the fourth loss, they went on a 6-game winning streak. So
7
would
game
we
winning streak?
panic then afterwards? Or
That's what I'm saying. So, well, analytically, night and day. That's fair, Brandon. Nice skirt. Dad comes in the chat roasting me.
How does he know what you're wearing below the belt?
I thought he was just saying like, "Oh, Louie's dressing like a girl today. That's nice."
Yeah.
Anyway, listen. I think if the Penguins go on a 6-win streak, none of this is brought up.
Yeah,
for
but
a while.
I could see where they wanted to fire Mike Johnson. It was
No, I get it.
Like mid-November. It kind of went downhill.
Listen, I think we really do have to consider that. That's always in the back of our mind. But if you're thinking, oh yeah, let's just fire Sullivan right now. First of all, what does that do for the season? And I know what you're going to say. Remember when we did it to Mike Johnson in 2015 in December? But I don't think that would be beneficial for our team. I really don't. I think Mike Sullivan's still our guy. And it's definitely not going to be what's his name, who we just brought in. If anything, Kirk something.
Oh wait, the AHL guy or Dan Quinn?
No. Dan Quinn, David Quinn, or Dan Quinn,
David
or Dan Quinn.
The other name that isn't the head coach of the Washington Commanders. So
Quinn. How about that?
Quinn.
I don't think it would be Quinn. I would love to see Mike Vellucci head coach a hockey team. I think he probably has some interesting takes. If we were to fire Sullivan, I would love to see Mike Vellucci be interim until the end of the season. I like to see where that would go. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So there's that. Brandon, here. To be fair, I don't want them to fire Mike Sullivan. I'd rather finish bottom of the league for a higher pick versus that will play over 50 NHL games. I'm assuming you're referring to Rucker McGroarty. You go on to say, get a top 10 pick, 20, 25 in cap space next season, maybe go on a Cinderella run. All this sounds fantastic. We got a lot of money caught up in all these hockey players. That sounds great. Let's move Graves and Jari and then make a trade or do something to get young guys. We have the talent. I want that to be known. I feel like we kind of we gloss over that so many times. We have talent. So I understand not utilizing that talent would warrant a firing of a head coach. I get that. Like, I'm not oblivious to that point. But you got to also understand, maybe we're just struggling right now. And when we do go on a run, like I was very passionate about before or enthusiastic about before, you need someone to nurture that and sculpt that into a Stanley Cup team. Mike Sullivan has done it twice. I'm not sure you want to get rid of him. Now, listen, if this in December we just keep on losing, we'll revisit the conversation. But I don't think that's the way to go. And I stand by. I think Fenway Sports Group, if Kyle Dubas doesn't do anything and then we just fire Mike Sullivan, that's wild. I think we have to look at Dubas and say, you're the one who brought all these guys in here. Dude, you're responsible for Ryan Graves. You know? I think that's a situation that you have to look at as well. But what I said on Twitter, I meant it's a long season. It's a long season. It's 82 games. You're right. The last time we did fire a head coach, it was December because they wanted to go on a run. I understand that. We want to go on a run too. I think the goal of this season is just to make the playoffs. Just to make the playoffs. But it's a long season. We're only 7 games in. We have a very interesting West Coast trip with 3 goalies in our back pocket.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of questions we need answered before we get to Mike Sullivan. Who's in net? Who's starting? What's our top 6 look like? What's our bottom 6 look like? Let's figure that out before we start pointing the finger and starting to fire head coaches. I think that's something we all do so easily. We have guys that, to be fair, you think Mike Sullivan wanted to start Rucker McGroarty? Probably not.
Yes.
I think it's the opposite way. Remember, why did he want to leave Winnipeg? Because he wasn't playing. He came to Pittsburgh, and if he wasn't going to play from the start, you think that was Mike Sullivan's doing? I think that was pressure from Kyle Dubas to say, hey, let's get this guy going. And now Mike Sullivan said, hey, listen, I think this is not really working for Rucker right now. Let's put him down to Wilkes-Barre. Let's get him some playing time. I think that was his decision rather than starting him in the beginning of the season. Anyway, Brandon said, yeah, he did. He wanted Rucker to start. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Next week when we have Mike Sullivan on the podcast, I would love to dive into this. Analytical darling in the preseason, led to preseason in expected goals 4, I'm assuming is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
He earned his spot. I'm not arguing he didn't deserve his spot. I'm just saying, like, as a head coach, you make those decisions. Are you talking about Winnipeg?
I didn't know that's what they were saying. I was trying to figure it out. I thought they were chanting something. At
no,
Ned.
Winnipeg was chanting, "Where is Rucker?" Because we made an effort to get him. And if I'm going to ask you, yeah, he wanted to start him, then why isn't he on the lineup? Why isn't he in the lineup today? He mixed
isn't
up
he
a
in the
bunch of guys.
NHL?
Tell me that. If you guys think Mike Sullivan wanted him here, why isn't he here? It's his call to send him down to Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
Your call.
It's-
You tell me. You tell me why. You're right. He was an analytical darling of the preseason. You're right. He was good. But my point is, so was Bruneck. Why isn't he in the NHL? He's young. He's youthful. He has speedy. Why did we send him back to the WHL or wherever he came from?
Definitely. Too.
And I know, Brandon, he is waiver exempt. But you could do that any point. Why now? Why now? It's early, right? We're still trying to figure stuff out. So why wouldn't you keep him? Keep him up here. Scratch him. Give him a healthy scratch. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're right. Players came back from the IR, like Rust. But you're telling me you would give it to Cody Glass over Rucker? You would give it to Beauvillier over Rucker? Because as you just pointed out, those guys didn't have a great preseason. Rucker did. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like Mike Sullivan, you're looking at all these guys, and he's trying to put the best team forward. Why did he just send him down to Wilkes-Barre? Yeah, because he's waiver exempt? Okay, why don't you just scratch him for one game and see how he would play? You're messing with the lines anyway. Might as well keep him up here. Try to plug him in. Who knows? Maybe he would have been great on the fourth line. Maybe he would have been great on the first line. We don't know. We don't know. We didn't try him on the first line. We didn't try him on the second line. We didn't try him on the fourth line. We just put him on the third line. He played 2 games, didn't play the third game, played the fourth game. We sent him down to Wilkes-Barre. You're telling me we really tried to plug him in? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this was the whole plan. Give him a little playing time and then put him down in Wilkes-Barre. I think that was the plan. Anyway, Josh, we've been here for an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm getting into an argument.
You're just taking off now.
I know. And I'm just getting into an argument with Brandon. He couldn't be scratched. Yeah, but he could play. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he didn't play on the first line, the second line, or the fourth line. Why didn't he try different variations? He did it with Drew O'Connor. Like, Drew O'Connor has not played defense or goalie, but he could if Mike Sullivan would want, like, do you know what I'm saying? Mike Sullivan would put him in net if he was eligible to do that. Mike Sullivan would put O'Connor as a defender if he was eligible. That's like Drew O'Connor has played every line, I think, besides fourth line.
Yeah.
So why didn't you try that with Rucker while we had him up here? That's all I'm trying to say. And that's the reason why I'm thinking he didn't want him here to start. Because he would have tried to make it work like he is doing with O'Connor. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I don't like Rucker. I love Rucker. I think he has potential to be the next captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Potential. Disclaimer, potential. But what I'm saying is that's what I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to get into an argument with you, Brandon. But what I'm saying is I don't think. Let me back up. Let's trust Mike Sullivan. How about that?
Way to tie that off.
Let's trust Mike Sullivan.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it took me a while to find the right bow, Josh, but I found it. Let's just trust Mike Sullivan. Kyle Dewis put this team together. Let's trust him. Josh just said, patience is key. Okay, let's give Mike Sullivan the benefit of the doubt that he's actually coaching this team. Let's give Kyle Dubas the benefit of the doubt that he is putting together a Stanley Cup roster from the AHL to the NHL.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I'm not gonna bait. Brandon, I love your takes.
He's not baiting you.
No. Because I'm trying to wrap up and I want to get back into the argument, but I can't.
Oh.
He's not intentionally baiting me.
Yeah.
My ADD is getting baited. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like he's not doing anything maliciously. But
No,
I'm like,
he's
but
making great points.
Yeah, no, he is. Brandon, you're making great points. Love to have you
Yeah.
on the pod. Join our Discord. We'd love to talk about it more.
Yeah. So that leads us to looking forward. That leads, and now Louie is gone again. What is happening? All right. Well, we're trying to wrap it up anyway. On Tuesday, The Penguins take on Calgary Flames, and he's back. Calgary
Brandon
Flames.
got me so mad. I rage quitted. I'm just kidding, Brandon.
All right.
Brandon,
So,
you have great points. Hold on, before you say anything, and before I lose connection
did.
again. Brandon, great points. Thank you for coming on the podcast, and I'm not being sarcastic at all. Thank you for challenging us, because
Yeah.
I always want to say one thing, Brandon, if you're still here. We're not claiming to be analysts, or our goal is not to become analysts or Josh gets off type guys who are in that world, or reporters. We want to be further away from that. We are just fans. These are just our takes. You know, that some of them are good takes, some of them are bad takes.
Most of them are bad.
My takes are mostly bad, which I'm aware of. But once again, we're passionate hockey fans. We're Penguins fans. So that's why I'm all in on Sidney Crosby and Gino and Letang and Carlson, because I want to see them succeed. I love Sullivan. I want to see him succeed. I like Dubas. He has great ideas. But I'm not going to come in here and say, well, the analytics say this, and, you know, we should do that. And I'm not saying you're saying this either. I'm just saying we're just fans. It's great to pull up analytics. It helps back up our arguments. But it really comes down to, let's go Pens. Like, that's all that it really comes down to. So I hope I didn't come off offending you. I hope
You offended me.
That's it. We're offended. We're offended. No, but you brought up great points, and I hope you come back, and I hope you join our Discord. There's a link Ethan just put right there, so you can click on that. You can join our Discord, and then you can continue to yell at me. Oh, he said Discord. I'll get you a new. Josh, go ahead. You can keep on talking.
Yeah. So I'll just wrap it up here with our upcoming schedule. The West Coast trip continues on Tuesday against Calgary. That is at a 9:30 p.m. Eastern time start. That is late. However,
we ain't doing that.
About Calgary. Louie, are they good or bad?
What?
Is Calgary good or bad?
Josh, they're really good.
They're really good.
They're 4-0.
This is going to be rough. Yo, Brandon, are you local? Hold on here. Let's go Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Is he a local? Are you up in
local
Scranton?
To you.
Yeah, because I'm in Scranton. Let's go. All right, back to Calgary. They're 4-0-1 right now.
4-0-1?
4-0-1.
Yeah,
so
they're good.
Another team that we gotta bring our A game for, like we did with Winnipeg tonight, except we gotta finish the job. We can't let it linger. Can't let them come back the way they did. So got to finish it against Calgary. And then after Tuesday, we go Edmonton on Friday at 9, and Saturday Vancouver at 10. So that'll wrap up the West Coast trip. But cheapers, cats, man, we got to get something here.
We got to get some wins, and
because all three could be losses. All three could be losses.
Correct. Yeah. So it is tough. Josh, we need to remind everyone who is still watching. I don't know if you already mentioned it. I know I've been glitching in and out. We will not be recording and going to our lives.
Good call.
The Calgary game, Edmonton game, and Vancouver game. We will not be going live. In fact, we are going. We're having a live watch party for the first period on those days on our Discord, just for the first period. So thanks, Ethan. Ethan is putting up our opponents' records. But anyway, just wanted to remind you, we will not be going live. There will be no live tweeting during those games as well. Once again, it is very late. We have jobs, okay?
Yeah.
This is not
our
our job. We would love for it to be our job. And when it does become our full-time job, you better believe we're staying up for these West Coast
Oh
games.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
But we
not
have,
when we have to be up.
Yeah. Not when we have to wake up and make, money for our families. There's not. I know it's only 3 games, and people are like, "It's a Friday." I was talking with someone today, Luke. I don't know if you're in the chat or not. He was like,
He was earlier. Yeah.
He was like, even on Fridays and Saturdays, you're not gonna stay up. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I'm not staying up all night watching a hockey game, going live, then going to bed, and then doing it again the next night. Yeah, not gonna happen. I have a family, dude. Josh has a family.
Those kids don't care about what time you went to bed. They are
right.
up whenever.
And I got a dog, okay? So like I have it worse than what Josh does. And she's on a routine, so I can't mess that up. But we just to reiterate, we will not be going live on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. There will be no live tweeting. We will be going on Discord. I just posted the link. We are going on Discord, and you could join us on a live chat during the first period, so we can talk face to face. Brandon can yell at me in person, okay, on those games, and he could bring up all the analytics he wants on those games, and it'll be fun. So make sure you join us.
He's dying. He's dying.
I'm dying. My internet connection is going. I'm dying.
Yeah.
The Penguins are dying. We're gonna fire Mike Sullivan. Kyle Dubas is getting fired. Rucker McGroarty is staying in Wilkes-Barre forever.
Jeez.
Everything is going down. But guys,
Clip it.
thank you for save it. That's what's happening, okay? Because we all know whatever is said on the internet is true. But guys, thank you so much for joining this episode. You can follow us on all social media platforms at Pens Collective. That's PENSCOLLECTIVE on all social media platforms. That's our YouTube. That's our Twitch. That's our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. The only other thing is Discord. We have an awesome Discord community. Angry Boot and Ethan put together an awesome Discord. It's Discord/The Penguins Collective. You can join it. We talk live during the game. We have a live chat during the hockey games. Make sure you join that. It's really cool. And it's just an overall fun time, and you're going to miss some other opportunities that don't happen on Twitter and social media or on the episodes. It's free. It's a free platform, so just join, and it's fun. Don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube. That's free too, by the way. So Come on. You can subscribe, hit the notification bell. Whenever we go live after a game, you'll be the first one to know. You'll be the first one to know as soon as we go live, and you can join the conversation. We'd appreciate that. Also, Josh, we have an audio podcast. Every episode that we put out goes out as an audio podcast, whether it's on Spotify, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can find us there, the Penguins Collective Podcast. Make sure you give us 5 stars, review us. It'd be greatly appreciated. This is a long plug, and I apologize.
It really
we have
is.
to do this. We have to do this every episode because that's just how the algorithm works, baby. We get lost in the wilderness, and when you watch us, it brings us back to reality. So thank you guys so much for commenting, for being engaging with our content. It helps the algorithm. It helps us get noticed. We are trying to become the greatest Penguins podcast out there, and it can't be without you. I am getting the... Oh, I thought I was getting booted again, Josh. I was like, again? Here we go, 3rd time tonight? But no, my phone, my computer was just switching to night mode because it's 7 p.m. So it was glitching for a second. I was like, oh no, I'm getting kicked. But guys, that's it. I promise. There's no more. We're done. We're going to end it. Thank you so much for watching. Whether you just put it on the background while you're doing stuff or you're intently watching, commenting. Guys, Thank you so much for joining it. It really means the world. We'll see you guys live on
Discord on Tuesday.
Live on Discord on Tuesday, but you won't see us live again until next week, the 29th, which is a home game against the Minnesota Wild at 7 p.m. Guys, it's awesome. We'll see you in the next episode. Hey, Josh, as always,
Let's go Pens.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
I'm in my zone.